Hey, welcome back to Crimes and Closets. This is Beth coming at you from my closet in North Carolina.
Hey, this is Christy in my closet in St. Louis. What's going on, Beth?
Hey, what's going on? We've got something special for you guys today.
Yes, this is our collab episode with What Happened in the Woods. What?
Yes. So we hope you guys have given them a follow and a subscribe and a like because you are definitely going to like what you're about to hear. It's a super fun Halloween episode coming at you. We talk hauntings and clowns and Halloween murders. So
Yes.
you are going to want to buckle in because this is a very long but very fun episode that's coming at you. So we hope you enjoy.
Yes, please enjoy it. And also wish Beth a happy birthday in a couple days on Instagram.
Because it's my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So sit tight and stay tuned for our collab with What Happens in the Woods. And we'll see you guys next week for one of our normal episodes. Hello and welcome. We're excited that you're here with us. We have a special event for you guys. So we have with us, we are collabing with the ladies from Crimes and Closets, Beth and Christy.
Hi. Hey.
So excited to be here at What Happens in the Woods with you.
We are definitely excited to have you guys, well, to be with you too. I mean, technically this is us together. This is not a separate event.
No.
We're all here together. So we are collabing for a special episode for Halloween. We are going to be sharing some stories between the four of us. And yes, Bryce is talking this time.
Okay.
So what happens when you have the woods and the closets meet?
Yes.
Crazy things happen.
Worlds collide.
That's right.
You don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I did start out in the closet. So really, I'm one of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're really all just in the closet hiding.
Yes.
From the
sure.
woods.
Yes. So for anybody who doesn't know us, we are a husband and wife who started a true crime podcast that's based in the Pacific Northwest. We moved here from California, and it was almost immediate that there were cases that just came to us without us searching for it, things that we found out right in our neighborhood, essentially, of cases that were local, and we just could not talk about it. So that was how we got started back in February with our podcast. And then for our listeners who don't know maybe about Crimes and Closets, how'd you guys get going?
Yeah. Go ahead, Christy. You want to go?
Oh, I didn't know you were putting it on me. Okay.
On the spot.
Well, I can do it, but
no, it's fine. Well, we are just two friends who are from North Carolina and Missouri. And we started in March, didn't we? You guys were February?
Yeah.
Yeah.
February, I think, actually.
Oh, was it? Yeah. We just decided we didn't have anything else to do during quarantine when we were told that we had to stay in our houses. And we are lovers of true crime. And so we just figured, why the heck not?
We used to like to always hide in our closets anyways from our kids and have our beverages, and we would hide like Girl Scout cookies and stuff in there.
I mean, that sounds like heaven to me. I'm not going to lie.
And so
That's
we just brought them in a microphone and, let everybody else join us. So
whoever wants to.
Yeah. So it's been super fun, and we're very excited to do this with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's natural men repellent in that closet. Like there's like shoes and purses. Like I don't want to go in there.
Well, my husband has his side. There are some manly things over there. I don't go over there, but
he gets a side.
Well, ish.
Sweetheart, you have more in that closet than I do.
No, I don't.
Oh, that's a lie. That is a lie. Why
My
are you going to
little
lie to
corner.
people right now?
I
Oh,
definitely
no.
take up the majority of the closet in all fairness. My husband is going to listen and be like, do not front about that closet. It is my closet. He puts his things in it occasionally.
I feel
Yeah.
things.
Please, please.
Okay, well, I have some great stories for you guys that happened on Halloween, and if you are ready to get into it, I am super ready to go.
Let's do it.
I
Okay.
was born
Oh.
ready.
Halloween is my absolute favorite, by the way. We just talked about this. It's mine and Jess's birthday, like just a couple days before we share a birthday. So everyone parties with us, including the ghosts and witches and crazy clowns. And
Clowns.
so, yeah, it's fabulous. So, my first story that I'm going to tell you guys about happened on Halloween of 1998. This is actually a somewhat known story that happened on Halloween, and it happened in the Bronx in New
Ooh.
York.
The boogie
And
down Bronx.
yeah, you just can't go wrong in the Bronx. And it's actually called the Armed Eggers. Have you guys ever heard this story? Yeah, Christy's
haven't.
nodding her head. She's like, I was totally living there. Okay, so this is the story of Carl Jackson. Okay, so Carl was a 21-year-old man living in the Bronx, and he was a data entry clerk at Morgan Stanley. Super nice young man. He was driving with his girlfriend through the Bronx to pick up her son from a Halloween party. His girlfriend was driving in her car, and he was riding in the passenger seat. They were stopped at a red light, and some teenagers that were standing on the sidewalk started aggressively egging their car.
Oh,
Wow.
I don't know why I'm laughing at that.
Right?
Because of all things, it's egg dairy products, right?
I mean, I'm telling you.
Okay, but honestly, have you ever tried to clean that up?
That's what I was
Like
just
a
going to
dried
say.
egg? Yeah.
And it peels the paint off your car. Like it is no good. No good at all. I have had friends who have had their cars egged and they are mad about it. This is no small potato. It's not TP. Although you couldn't use TP now, you'd get arrested because it's, 2020
Well, it's worth
TP.
gold now.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
Just go for the
currency.
eggs. People don't care about their paint on their car. They want that toilet paper.
Yeah.
So Carl obviously gets super angry and gets out of the car and to like reprimand these teenagers, just thinking the teenagers are going to run away, right? The guy's coming out, he's yelling at him, quit egging my car, thinking that they're just going to run off. Well, they all do, except for one young man who is 17-year-old Chris Sterling. Chris Sterling starts to run away, and Carl goes to get back into the passenger seat of the car. And then Chris walks up on him and shoots him in the head with the gun.
That escalated.
Yeah.
Really quick.
That's the Bronx for you.
Armed eggers. So Carl was fatally shot. He died instantly. He was shot right point blank in the head. Yes, with his girlfriend in the driver's seat, screaming hysterically with egg all over her car. And Sterling was immediately arrested. There was a lot of people around, so it wasn't like he ran or anything like that. They got him right away, and he actually was tried as a minor in the state of New York City and served 20 years in prison.
Oh,
so he got out in 2018.
How old was he?
17. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, with a gun.
And that was in New York, so he probably went to Rikers, which is not a nice place.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what he's doing now.
Yeah.
I wonder if he eats eggs.
Oh.
Probably not.
Interestingly, every year on Halloween, Carl Jackson, the victim's mom, sent the shooter a card while he was in prison that all it said was, "I'm glad you're still there."
Oh, wow.
So for 20
Oh.
years, every Halloween, she sent him that card.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. And fun fact, since 1984, there have been at least 24 people in New York City that have been seriously injured or killed due to Halloween egg-related incidents.
How do you kill somebody? I mean, out with an egg? Like with the egg?
Well, I think
Or
that
because
more
of an
similar
egging?
to like this, like they
Yeah.
were
Okay.
caught egging someone and the people beat them up or chased them or, you know.
It
Okay.
escalated
Okay.
from egging
Yeah.
to
I don't
murder.
I don't think the actual eggs killed them.
Right. Hey, you
I-
never
But
know.
I
One of
don't.
them
but
could
you
have.
never know.
One of them.
I'm sure there was actually. So, yeah.
I mean, I could only wonder if maybe the shell cracked and it got in the eye and maybe it caused some damage and there was
Brain
sepsis.
hemorrhage.
I don't know. This is where my mind goes. Not probably the best place to go, but
I got pink eye from an egg.
I mean, I don't know. Salmonella's a thing, you know?
It's very
Ooh.
true.
True that, man. True that. Buy organic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's that. Eggings are serious.
Wow.
Don't
Egg
egg anybody.
responsibly. Whew.
You might get shot. So I'm not going to take you very far down the road for my second story. This is the story of Patricia Wood, and it actually happened on Long Island.
Oh, Long Islanders
Mm.
rule.
Yeah, it's Christy's neighbor. But it happened
Yeah.
in 2014, so I can assure you she
Yeah.
did not live there.
Mm-mm.
Patricia was a 66-year-old language arts professor at a local college, and she lived with her son, Derek Wood. Derek was, again, 35, living with his mama on the Long Island.
Do you know what college?
35?
I don't. It
Oh,
was at a
I'm
local
just-
college.
Okay, yeah.
Is there a
Because
lot?
I worked at a local college on Long Island.
Did you know a language arts professor named
No.
Patricia?
No, but it wasn't my major when I was going to school there too.
You don't have to
So.
take language arts. What is language arts? Anyway. So Derek, her son, had a psychiatric history dating back about 10 years and had been arrested several times since 2003 for gun charges, drugs, criminal mischief. He was a bad Larry.
Mm,
Yeah. So, and he lived with his mom at 35. Like, I mean,
yeah.
I know people struggle, but like,
That's
flag,
I'm not.
flag
That's a
on the
Long
play.
Island thing.
Yeah.
Like that
Oh,
is
it
that's
is?
just what happened. Oh gosh, that's what happens. Like you just live in the same house. You live multifamily houses. You live in the same house forever. It happens a lot.
Mm,
Huh.
It's not as uncommon as you think it is. It is for everybody outside of there, but
Interesting. Got it.
Mm.
Okay. So on Halloween night in 2004, Derek goes home at about 8 o'clock from wherever he was that day, and his mom was sitting at home, had just had dinner, and he proceeded to beat her,
Oh, geez.
stabbed her with a knife in their apartment, and then took the knife and decapitated her.
What?
Hmm.
What the hell for?
Yeah. So we don't know why. We have no motive because he then placed her body and her head in the street in front of their apartment and then jumped in front of a train.
Oh
Was
my
he
gosh.
mentally ill?
This happened down the street from my sister's house. I am not kidding you.
Oh my gosh.
Was your
I
sister trick
know
or
this story.
treating that
No.
day?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, but I remember the year it happened. I do remember this story.
It was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
So we have no idea why he did any of this because he committed suicide. They found him dead
Yeah.
on the scene after he
yeah.
jumped in front of this train. So,
Oh my
yeah,
God.
so there's no motive. But neighbors and trick-or-treaters were out. This happened at like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and they thought it
Oh.
was a decoration. They thought it was like a very
Oh.
elaborate Halloween decoration or prank, and it was a really, really long time before anybody called the cops, before anybody actually realized that it was a real human body
Mm-hmm.
that was
Oh.
laying in the street. And the way that they finally figured it out is like a kid walked up to it and like kind of nudged the head with his foot.
Oh God. Oh
Yeah.
God.
Poor kid.
And she actually, whenever they did an autopsy on her, she had multiple stab wounds and broken bones. So it was a very violent, like, altercation that they had had
Wow.
before he did that. But yeah, we have no idea why he did it. So
Wow.
they say that that street is haunted with her spirit.
I believe it.
Well,
That's
I want your
crazy.
sister
Yeah.
to go and tell us.
I wish she was on the phone right now. We could get
I
firsthand.
know.
Yeah. We need an update to that story. We're gonna need your sister to go and investigate.
Okay. All right, I'm on it.
I agree. Yeah, holler back. Okay, so my last story is a story that actually took place, and this is a really quick one. This is a historic Halloween story from 1885. And this is more of just like a little fun story that I just felt was really interesting and I'd never heard of. It actually happened at the U.S. Capitol building in D.C. So 1885, super long time ago. There were two men who were like U.S. Capitol Police that were patrolling the building, and one of the men actually saw a ghostly figure and heard this really creepy, eerie groaning coming from like the famous circular room in the Capitol building. And he pulled his revolver and shot at this building, and then later found out that it was his partner dressed up like a ghost playing a trick on him.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. So, but isn't it funny that he pulled out his revolver? I think that's
Right.
so
Yeah.
funny. 'Cause it's like,
He spun it real quick and
so Rick Grimes of him. And but luckily he missed. So no one was
good.
hurt.
Okay.
But it is said that the bullets of the revolver are still embedded in the wall of the circular room at the Capitol building, and that they left them there, and it's actually become part of the legend of the Capitol building.
Oh, that's cool.
oh,
Yeah, so you can go see them.
I wish I had paid attention to that and knew that story when I had gone there in 8th grade.
Yeah,
That
I
would've
wonder
been
it wasn't a part of the tour.
Well, we were on like an 8th grade trip, so it was
Yeah.
very the schedule was very like, no, we're going to be here at 8:05, and then at
Oh.
8:17 you will have a 1-minute bathroom break, and I feel like it was so regimented that I couldn't have fun at all during the entire trip.
That wasn't scheduled. You weren't allowed to have fun.
No,
That was only
that
from
was not
8:30 to
scheduled.
8:31.
No, that was
No room to
that was
see
probably
stray bullets.
yeah, no, that was if we were allowed to have fun, it was before I woke up. So I missed the fun probably at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh gosh, no, I don't do that. Mm-mm.
No.
Me either.
Yeah, so
Nope.
just some quick fun facts about Halloween that I felt like you guys that would think were neat that I didn't know. Halloween is the highest grossing commercial holiday after Christmas,
Mhm.
which actually doesn't surprise me because I spend a crap ton of money on Halloween costumes.
Mhm.
The first jack-o'-lanterns were actually made from turnips.
Oh.
That's
The average, isn't that weird? The
scary.
average, like little teeny Halloween jack-o'-lanterns. The average bag of Halloween candy contains over 11,000 calories.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me feel
I'm
better.
gonna need to like print that out on a piece of paper and put that
Yes.
someplace where I can see
All
it every day.
over your house.
That's not
Yeah.
okay.
So this was interesting. You know the movie Halloween, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that movie was on a really, really tiny budget. Whenever they made that movie, it was actually filmed in 21 days and they spent like little to no money on that movie. And so because it was on such a small budget, they had to use the cheapest costumes they could find. And the mask that they ended up using for the character Mike Myers was actually a William Shatner Star Trek mask.
What?
What
Yes.
the hell?
That was a horrible mask.
Cut up
Yeah.
and painted to make it look like the Mike Myers mask, which is legit the creepiest mask you will ever see if you were a
It
child
is.
of the 80s.
Yeah, now it's even worse.
For
Yeah.
real. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I know. I wonder if they did another William Shatner mask to like in the remake just to shout him out a little bit. They say
Right?
he actually loved it, William Shatner, that he was like, cool, that's great.
He is that kind of oddball,
Yeah,
though,
he
I
is that
feel.
guy.
Yeah.
He totally watches Mike Myers. So the last thing, the word witch actually comes from the Old English word wiki, which means wise woman.
Mm.
Yeah, and the Wiccans, which is based after that word wiki, actually back in the day were a very highly respected group of women because they were known to be very wise.
Mhm.
Then they burnt them at the stake, so that didn't last
Right.
long. But
Yeah, I was going to say, how long did that last for them? Obviously, not that long.
Yeah.
no, I would say maybe they got like a cool
Wow.
decade of that, and then I don't know.
Yeah.
But really, so when my kid calls me a witch, I can be like, well, thank you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
Do
yes.
your kids
So
call
we
you
always say
witches?
thank
No.
you.
I don't think anybody's ever said that to me, but
I'm gonna start calling you that.
I might put it in their head, like, I dare you to call me a witch one day.
Yeah.
Just so I can be like,
What
in
happened?
your face.
I'm gonna start being like, "This is my friend Christy. She's a real witch.
Yep.
She's a
Thank
real
you, Beth.
witch.
Thank you.
Love her." All right, that's it for me. Those are my East Coast Halloween crimes.
Those were good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Thanks.
Wow.
Are you
So-
feeling the pressure?
Yeah, that's a hard act to follow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm actually going to tell you guys something that personally happened to me and that I personally witnessed. It's about a town in Southern California, more in the Central Valley, and the person is actually named and dubbed the Wasco Clown.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah. I know what
No.
this is.
No, we don't like the clowns.
So in October of 2014, there was a guy going around. Well, they don't know who he is, actually. They don't know who he is, but there was a clown being pictured around Wasco. Wasco is a city in the San Joaquin Valley in Kern County, California. It's located 24 miles northwest of Bakersfield. And the population in 2010 for the last census was 25,000 people. So, I mean, it's not, when I went there for work, like it's a stop where we just stopped and then went, not many people got on, not many people got off. Anyway, I worked with another guy and we would lay over in Bakersfield. And, we don't have a car in Bakersfield, but you would have to go places. And we actually saw this guy at a Mexican restaurant just outside of a restaurant he was a clown dressed in a clown suit holding balloons. And he
Just
wouldn't say
no.
anything, and he wouldn't say anything. He wouldn't even say hi. He wouldn't wave. But so in 2014, a clown was sighted in the town of Wasco, all around the town. People saw the clown holding the balloons, and nobody knew who this was. And so
he
people
wouldn't
were
talk
just,
to anybody. He would
Nope.
just stand there and look at
He would
people.
just
There is
stand there and look at people.
nothing creepier than a
Mm-mm.
clown.
Mm-mm.
So the worst part is that it spawned a whole bunch of clowns across the whole of the United States. And so I'm gonna now. There's a whole Instagram feed, or no, it was an Instagram feed for this, and I'm just gonna describe some of the. Now, some of them may have been set up, and some of them may have been fake, but there's a couple that I've gone through, and I'll tell you guys. I'll recount the stories to you. But the first one is in Bridgeport, West Virginia.
Oh,
There's
that's
a
where I'm
man.
from.
Bridgeport?
Well, West Virginia, not
Oh, okay, I
Bridgeport,
was
but
gonna
West
say,
Virginia.
I was going to
Did
say,
you know about this? I should be interviewing you.
I
there was
do
a
know
man-
about this one.
There was a man doing some night fishing, and there was a video of him. There's a man doing some night fishing, and he hears a noise. And so he turns around, and you could see his flashlight, and he sees something, but you can't really see it, right? But he finally sees it, and it's a clown. And the clown doesn't say anything to him, but it's probably 25 yards away. Clown says nothing to him, just stands there. And this dude's at night fishing, and he's just like, man, I just want to fish. That's all I want to do.
give me my fish.
Yeah,
I just
so
don't want to be attacked.
He ends up packing up and leaving and getting in his car. And as he's leaving, the clown is just like standing there, never approaches his car. And this is at night, and he's just standing there, and he's driving off, but the guy's like videoing him the whole time, and the clown is just standing there, not saying anything. Now, none of these that I've looked at, there were like actual attacks. It was just a lot of the clowns just standing there. They'll approach you, but they've never like actually grabbed you.
Psychological warfare is what that is.
Exactly. Yes.
So the next one that I saw was in Clifton, New Jersey. So there was a clown, and this guy, he was at a Dunkin' Donut, and he looks up, and there's there's and this is at night too. There's a clown on the billboard waving to everybody at the freeway. Now this was in the middle of New Jersey, and he was on a billboard, and the billboard, which was kind of weird to me, but it was a personal injury lawyer billboard. So I may have think that this guy paid this guy to stand up there and to wave at people. But it was in Clifton, New Jersey, and this guy was just standing on top. Police were called. I don't know if he was arrested or brought down from it, but I mean, it was literally, I think it was the 405. I don't know what highway it was, but it was just in the middle of Jersey, and this guy's like, "There's this dude." And you saw the video. He's
hey,
just
you guys.
there, yeah.
All I can picture is the Goonies now.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys.
Yeah. It was pretty free because he wasn't saying anything to anybody. He was just waving at everybody, and even the people walking on the street. So the next one actually is in Quebec, Canada. This one I felt was a little bit set up, but there was two guys driving, and they turned off the freeway and onto a dirt road. And of course, there was a clown standing in the middle of the dirt road, and he didn't say anything, but he left the dirt road and came back with the chainsaw in the middle of the dirt road. And the guys were yelling in French, and I don't know what they were saying. Sorry, I don't speak French, but they were yelling at this guy. And he didn't approach them. He just started the chainsaw, and the guys backed out and just went the other way on the freeway. And that one, I believe that one was a little bit set up.
That is very suspicious. Yeah. I'm going to call BS on that one.
Yeah.
You were trying to get views on your YouTube page.
Yeah. So the next one I saw was actually in San Luis Obispo, California. Two friends were driving down the road, and they passed this clown standing under a streetlight, and you could see like the camera footage. They're like, "Was that?" But they actually ended up turning around and coming back and filming the guy. He didn't do anything. He just stood there. And he just stared at them, and he started to walk towards the car. And they're like, "Nope," and those two guys disappeared. Like they drove off really fast. But I said, like, with people that don't like clowns, this stuff is like really, really bad.
Yeah, it's making me like wonder if there's a clown just standing behind me.
Well, I definitely heard about this clown craze, and we actually had a guy in Raleigh who used to do the exact same thing. He would stay, and I have a lot of friends who actually he would stand in the same place every single night, and they would go and take a picture with him. And he never talked, he never moved. He would literally he dressed like Pennywise. And he just stood in and he had the red balloons, and he just stood in this one place. So that year that guy was doing that, one of our neighbors started putting red balloons on all of the grates around our neighborhood, like just one single balloon on the grate. And I swear to you, whenever we were trick-or-treating that night, I was like, he's gonna come out somewhere. Like some dude dressed like a clown is putting these balloons up and is going to come out just to scare me, and I will pee my pants in front of all of you and run home and eat my candy with no shame, because that is scary.
You'll hide in your closet and do it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So you saw the start of it all.
I did, yeah.
The clown OG.
Yes, the guy that started, and he would stand there, but he would always be in different places. Now, Bakersfield, Delano, and Wasco, where he was originally, spotted, but he would never be in the same place. So you couldn't go take a picture with him. And his makeup was a little weird. Like you can't see his bottom jaw, like it's not there, like it's black makeup, and like his eyes are all black too. So
he wasn't trying to be a cute clown.
No, he was not at all.
Are there such a thing as cute clowns?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
No. No.
Yeah, it's true.
No.
So
no.
the next one I actually saw was in Newport Richey, Florida, where two friends, and it was in 2014, where Pokemon Go was, a big thing still. These two friends were at Sims Park, and they just noticed on the peripheral there was a guy dressed in a clown suit just outside the light range, and he was behind a tree, and they filmed him. They're like, you could see them playing Pokemon Go, and like this guy was like walking around. Now, he never approached them, but he would stop and just stare at them in this park at night. and they're just like, yeah, we don't have a good feeling about this. We're gonna go play Pokemon Go somewhere else.
We're going to get out of the damn woods.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
There's nothing ever good that happens.
No.
God, people, get it through your head.
So the next one I saw was in Lakewood, California. A young lady was seen walking her dog, and this video again is at night. And the dog wanders off the sidewalk, and she's like, "Hey, where are you going?" And all of a sudden, you see the dog, pew, go the other way. Well, what she didn't notice when she looked up was there was a guy in a clown suit standing there, and her dog just took the hell off. Didn't even wait, and then but the clown did start walking towards her, and she actually ended up running away, like, running like really fast the other way.
Not a very good guard dog.
Well,
I feel
it was
like our
funny.
dogs
Yeah.
would do that. I feel like they would bounce and just leave me there to defend myself.
My dog would make friends with the clown,
Right.
Yeah.
and I would leave him there. I would be the one running,
Take him.
leaving him.
Yeah.
So the next one was actually in Houston, Texas, and it was actually posted to Twitter by a guy named Andrew Peterson. So again, they're filmed driving down the road, and this guy is dressed in a clown suit, standing in the middle of the road, but he has a broom and he's sweeping the road. But he wouldn't get out of the way, so the driver gets out and actually like knocks him over and tells him to get out of the road because they don't want to hit him, you know. So they actually knock him over, and they get back in the car and they take off. But Andrew, the guy that's filming, is like, "Hey man, you know, we should go check to see if, you know, he really wasn't doing anything. Let's go check to see what he's doing." So they actually turn around and they're like, "Yeah, well, let's just go see if he's okay." So they go back, and the guy actually has the broom still, and he's walking on the side of the road. He looks up and he starts running towards the car. Well, they swerve, and he's actually grabbed onto the back of the car, and you could see him through the back window. The clown was hanging on to the back of their car.
Oh my. No.
Yeah. But I mean, and that's where the video ends, but it is up on Twitter. I actually saw that one.
Oh, okay.
Couple more. So in
Okay.
Jacksonville, California in 2014, when all of the Ring doorbells and security home cameras were becoming more popular, a group of 6 clowns were actually filmed in the middle of the night in 2014 in October, standing on people's porches, just staring at the cameras.
Oh my god.
Not saying anything. They would just stare at the cameras. Only one video was of one clown. He stood on a porch and he was tearing someone's pumpkin apart while staring at the camera. But there was a group of 6 clowns that went around Jacksonville, California.
Mm-mm. You're a bunch
I'd
of
be
dicks.
setting my alarm off on my ring.
Mhm.
Yeah. I
And
would
then-
move.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would move too.
I don't know. I probably would have figured something else out to do, like something to do to mess with them. I feel like I would be like, "This is my space.
Yeah,
You better back off."
but that was only done that one time. They didn't do it ever again.
Yeah.
The last one was it wasn't a setup, but you'll see. It was in Agawam, Massachusetts. So the video was actually posted to Facebook by a guy named Michael Pogge, and he was in I don't know what it is, but a Geisler's parking lot in Agawam, and he drove by once, and this was again at night, and he saw something, so he turns around in the video, and it's just a clown leaning on the wall, holding balloons, and a sign that said "Free Hugs."
Mm-mm.
Oh.
And so when Michael drove by, the clown actually ran towards his car and he takes off. But it was
Yeah.
later found out that it was reported that this man was actually hired for advertising, not for the store, but for actually the New England Scare Fest. Because the police were actually, I guess this is a grocery store, and he was actually, the police were actually called by some concerned citizens. And actually, I don't know if he was charged or what was the outcome of that, but the police were called, and he was told not to do it anymore.
I was gonna say, what's your arrested?
I don't know. I don't think he was arrested. I don't think he was charged. But,
Please don't do that anymore. Thank you.
Yeah, please don't.
Please put down your sign.
So I'm going back to the original clown. The original clown was actually known as Bobo the Clown in Wasco. And what it actually was, and they still don't know who this clown is, but it was a husband and wife doing a year-long photography project. And their whole goal was to raise money. They were going to sell the photos to raise money for autism and,
Man.
and pediatric cancer research.
Oh, gosh. All right.
But so and they
Amazing.
didn't expect it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's amazing, but it's like why was that your subject of this
Be a
year?
panda bear. Okay,
Yeah, I
something
don't-
cute
and-
and cuddly.
They were they did not expect. They were interviewed by some but it was they originally did it for a year long, and they didn't expect to get so much. They didn't really expect it to go viral at all the way that it had done and caused this craze, but it actually raised a lot of money for their project. So
I was just
Wow.
going to ask if it actually did raise money for it. So that's great, but no.
Wow.
and this is all documented, and Bobo has an actual Instagram handle, and it is official_Wasco_clown. And he is
I'll
on
be going to that.
Instagram. So you can follow him.
Yeah, no, you're good people. I appreciate what you've done, but I don't want nothing with you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to look at you. I don't want to touch you. I don't want to know nothing about you.
Yeah.
Continue to do the good work, and you go on your way, and I will go on mine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all good. I'm good with that.
Pick a new mascot, Bobo.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I'll definitely be curious enough to check it out. I don't think I'll follow, but I'll check it out.
And a lot of those stories that I got were from Instagram, and they were at clown sightings. I mean, that's the
Oh.
Instagram handle was at clown sightings.
Wow, that's
Thank-
pretty crazy that you saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
And then that was all sparked from this Bobo the Clown, the original picture. And like I said, it first went up in October of 2014, and they didn't think it would catch this much traction. So nationwide
amazing.
panic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I should go and see if I can find one of the pictures of my friends with the one in my area that they went
Yeah,
and took
the
a
picture.
picture with. Yeah, it's been a few years ago, but I definitely was like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, he just stands here. I want to take a picture with him. I'm like, back away. Back
Oh.
away.
away from the clown.
Mm-mm. Yeah. Yes. Oh,
I loved
wow.
it.
Gosh. All right.
Those were great.
Yes.
Great.
That fantastic. I can't
Thanks.
believe there was that many of them.
Oh,
And there's
there
probably
was
way
way
more.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say
There was. I had to
tons of-
choose like 10. I was like, no, I'm just gonna do 10. But there's actually there was a whole series on them. Like it was it spread like wildfire. It was crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that.
Creep factor 10.
Yeah.
Especially in person. I'll just say that. Let me say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
bet
Oh, man.
Way more.
I-
Mhm.
Yes.
No.
Do you step away from the mic, Beth?
I need to. I may just have nightmares.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Is it my turn now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I've got a few for you. Here we go.
Are they clowns?
They are not clowns, actually. Not at all that I remember. But I did focus on the Midwest, your crazy Midwest people. And I'm going to start with a nice little funny one for you. This was in 2011 in Lincoln, Nebraska. And this was Matthew. I don't know how to say his last name, but I'm going to say it Niveen, I think. He was a 19-year-old who was stopped by police on his way home from a Halloween party. He was suspected of drinking and driving,
Mm,
clearly. And when they pulled him over, he had watery eyes, smelled like alcohol, slurring. There was a bottle of vodka and a half a bottle of Mountain Dew and vodka mixed.
yes.
Yeah.
Poison.
Yeah, exactly. At least he knew what he was doing. But so they cited him and took him to Cornhusker Place, which I had to look up. And this is actually like a rehab place there.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm laughing. I'm like, what do they make the corn huskers like oil? What was that, lotion or something? Like, is that the whole thing? I don't know. I'm sorry. Rehab is not funny. Okay.
No, no. But when I read that, I was like, what are they saying? Like, why did they're writing this in this article? Like, it's just Cornhusker Place. I'm like, so
Yeah.
what is Cornhusker Place?
That
Well, it's
sounds
just
like some real farmer punishment, Midwest farming
yeah.
punishment. Like, you're going to husk these corns for drinking
Right.
and driving, little buddy.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, whatever. He had $1,300 in fines and he got a revoked driver's license for 3 years. And because at the time he was twice the legal limit of 0.08 at the time. But of course, that's for people who are allowed to drink. And he's a minor.
Right. Yeah.
And that limit's 0. So, but the funny part of this story, do you guys want to know what he was dressed as?
Uh-oh.
Oh God. Was it corn?
A breathalyzer.
Oh. How ironic.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It had all
I
these
want to
like
see how that pulled
numbers.
together. Oh God.
He had numbers on him, and then there was like a stick down where where that would be, and it was like blow here.
Uh,
Planned
I
that.
want to see that mugshot.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, I'll send it to our little text string because I've got it because I plan on the week we run this one.
Nice.
It is
Yes.
hilarious.
Yes,
It's
that I'm that's an A for effort there. You got some creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't have been drinking and driving, but you definitely pulled that together. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yes,
done, Matthew.
he
Well
definitely
done.
gets a participation trophy for that.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so now we move on to Liddell Peoples, and he's in Chicago, Illinois. 55-year-old man. When he became enraged after a bag of candy went missing on Halloween from his house, and he accused Mary Adams, who was a neighbor and was just sitting in his place with him, like hanging out, and he's like, my candy's gone. Where is it? She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He used several steak knives to stab her. Yeah, over candy. She threw a few plates at him to defend herself, and she died a week later. I'm sorry that I'm laughing as I'm saying this because I'm just in my head picturing this go down. Clearly, there must have been alcohol involved. I mean, come
yeah.
on. Like, who's going to get that mad over a bag of candy and start stabbing someone? So that was a little darker.
Right, but was it candy or was it code word for candy? You know what I mean? Were there drugs involved?
Good point.
I'm just wondering, what did he put in the candy?
Right. What was in the bag of candy?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a very valid point. It did not go there in the article that I read, but
They do say chocolate is addictive.
yeah.
It is. Especially if it has cocaine in it. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Which I'm
yeah.
guessing this may. Well, he was arrested and charged with first-degree murder and aggravated domestic assault, and he has a 30-year sentence. So,
But did he find the candy?
no, I don't think so.
He
No.
never found it. All that man is in jail and he never got his bag back.
He was
Right.
probably drunk and gave it away to everybody, and
Right?
Forgot about it. Yeah.
I mean,
knows?
honestly.
yeah. So, anyway, so
Don't
this one,
steal candy in Chicago, kids.
yeah, don't mess with people in Chicago with their candy.
Air quote candy.
Exactly. So we're going to go back to Nebraska for this one. And also in 2011, same as Matthew. This is Omaha, Nebraska, and this is about a guy named Frank Alba. He hid in the bushes with a chainsaw and intending to just scare some people as they were coming by. So he ambushed.
As one does.
I know, because that's what you should do. He ambushed 12-year-old Leslie Garcia. She became so terrified that as he revved the chainsaw at her, that she ran into the path of a Ford F-250 truck.
Oh.
She survived.
Oh, God. Okay.
But-
My heart stopped.
Yeah, but sustained injuries to her head, neck, arms, legs, back, and spine. And according to a lawsuit against Alba, she will endure a lifetime of pain and psychological trauma, which clearly I would too. But
Yeah.
could you
Yeah.
imagine, like, you're just, I mean, why would you do this prank to begin with? That's just stupid.
Yeah.
A real chainsaw and you're jumping out of bushes at kids? Like, no. I mean, I could see doing this to, like, I don't know, like me doing it to like Wes. You know, like,
Yeah.
That's my husband.
Honestly, though, you never know where that's going to go. It just in that case, either she could have tripped and fallen right on that chainsaw, or
Well, it
he could have
probably
dropped
didn't
it
have
on
the chain
himself.
on it.
well,
I
who
mean,
knows?
who knows if somebody's stupid enough to do this?
Yeah.
You can't control the outcome of that. Why would you think that's a good idea?
Yeah.
Let me go
Exactly.
hide
People
in
are
the bush
stupid.
with this chainsaw. But have you ever gone to one of the haunted trails? Have you guys ever done one of those on Halloween? Like
Yes,
the haunted
I have.
outdoor? Yeah.
No,
I don't
I
know
don't
if
mess
they
with that stuff.
Yeah, Jess is not for that stuff.
I don't blame you. But I've been to a couple and they do that. They'll have somebody like in a hayfield, it'll be like a haunted corn maze,
Yeah.
and they'll
Mhm.
have people running through the corn maze that chase you
But
with
it's
chainsaws and stuff like that. They don't have chains on them though.
It's a controlled environment, though. You're
Right.
expecting
I feel
that
like
to happen.
exactly.
I
You're
still
paying for
tripped
that to
one
happen.
time.
You
Oh.
tripped a guy?
Yeah, I did. He was chasing me with a chainsaw and I couldn't get away from him, so I just jumped down and stuck my foot out and he went flying.
Good job.
I'm fight. When it comes to fight or flight, I'm
Mhm.
fight.
Oh
So,
my
like,
gosh.
I take option A.
Mhm.
I always stick around and get what's I give it out. So, like, but I couldn't get away from him and he wouldn't stop chasing me, so I just tripped him and then took off.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I mean, you got
I
to do
haven't
what you
been
got
to
to
one
do.
since. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't
Aw.
like those at all, but it's definitely more of a controlled environment and I would expect them to do that. And so
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to just do it in my neighbor's front yard. I'm pretty sure the neighbor
No.
whose house he was at, like he was at a friend's house and they also sued that neighbor because they were like, you have a dumbass friend. Like,
Right.
you should be punished for that.
You're the idiot that let your friend come on your property
Right.
and do this stupid shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
awful. And why would you jump out at a 12-year-old? Like you said, you would jump out at an adult,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's just stupid. But
not a baby.
so then I have just a couple of little things for you. One is another prank gone wrong. In 2010, 3 days before Halloween, so this one wasn't on Halloween, in Galatia, Illinois, I think that's how you say that, a mom and dad played a prank on their kids and faked the mother's death. But the kids were only 6 and 8. So when they
Oh.
saw mom laying on the floor, they ran to the neighbors saying she was strangled by Michael Myers. And
My gosh.
but get this, there was actually a guy named Michael Myers that lived like blocks away. And so the police
Oh.
came thinking,
Oh, God.
That is unfortunate.
very unfortunate. I mean, nobody got in trouble. The police were like, we'd rather come to a prank and realize it's a prank than it to have really happened. But
And
like,
we'll call Child Protective Services real quick because
Right.
y'all are some crazy parents.
That's right.
could you imagine
my
6 and
God.
8? Again, I could imagine doing it to my teen.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You would fake your death?
Well, no, I don't know that I would do that, but I'm saying like in somebody else's case, like why did you do that to a 6 and 8-year-old?
Yeah.
They were eating some of the
People-
Halloween candy. Some of
Right, the
Mr. People's
candy.
candy.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
bag of candy from Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh,
See,
my
Illinois is just a weirdo place because my last two things that I have to tell you are from Illinois too. And they are two stupid laws, in my opinion. One is in Belleville, Illinois, where you cannot trick or treat after the age of 12. So if you go trick or treating and you're 13, you could face misdemeanor charges, $25 to $100 fines, and 6 months in jail because you're 13.
Whoa.
Why?
Wow,
Did
they're
they
gonna
have a
send a-
lot of like crime? What I associated with teenagers at that time.
Yeah.
Why can't the kids have fun?
I don't know. And that's what I said. I was telling somebody else recently. I was like, I want my kid to have fun. He's 14. And if he wants to go out and have fun trick or treating, then go
Yeah.
do it. Like, I'd rather him go trick or treating and have silly fun than be somewhere else doing I don't know what.
Exactly. Exactly.
Just don't give him eggs.
Yeah, no eggs. No
Yeah,
eggs.
no eggs. No
Yeah.
eggs. Toilet paper maybe, but no eggs.
Again, that toilet paper is worth
I was
its
gonna
weight in
say,
gold. So
I would
I don't
judge
know.
you. I would judge you for the toilet paper this year. You gotta wait till
Judge-
next year for the toilet paper.
Judge away. That'll just be so 2020 if we go on another shortage of toilet paper because people use it this Halloween.
Yeah.
Right.
And the other one is another law that you in Forsyth, Illinois, that you cannot trick or treat at a house where there's no porch light on, which I feel like in normal neighborhoods, well, most neighborhoods, I shouldn't say normal, that I've lived in, that's just kind of how it goes. You know, if you see the porch light on, you know they have candy, go to their house.
Right.
But
Right.
here, if you go and their porch light is not on, you could face a $750 fine for knocking on their door.
You know what that reminds me of? That is an old man law. Get off my lawn law. Like, my light's not on. You're not supposed to be knocking. Get off my
Totally.
lawn.
But those are also the jerks who won't give candy to the older kids that are trick or treating. Yeah, I
Okay.
feel like those go
Same.
hand in hand for sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So when I was little, we used to go up to the houses that had no lights on because sometimes they would give you $1.
Really?
Oh,
They didn't have candy, and that's why their lights were off, and they would feel bad
Right.
because you rang the doorbell, and so they would give you $1. So follow me for more responsible trick or treating.
Well, you better go to a lot of houses to pay your $750 fine.
right.
Right.
Get caught.
Exactly. Exactly.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that's
I don't know if you're making $750 that night. Maybe if you sell your candy too.
yeah.
I
Maybe.
don't know.
Maybe. I'm not going to
Yeah.
get any candy because I only have time to go to lights
Right.
off houses.
Oh,
That was
Gosh.
good. I
that
liked
was
it.
crazy. That
Yeah.
was kind of sad. Some of those, man.
I know. Sorry to bring y'all down.
No, some of the shenanigans that happen on Halloween.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, I
You're up,
had a very
Jess.
hard time deciding what to bring to this party. So, I mean, the pressure was on. Not gonna lie. If I'm closing this up, wrapping this up. So I looked at like an unsolved murder. I looked at stories of haunted cemeteries. I looked at mortuaries. I looked at ghost towns in the Pacific Northwest. It just didn't feel right. So then it hit me. There is a town in Oregon that literally celebrates Halloween the entire month of October. Do you guys know? Have you heard?
No.
No? Have you heard, Bryce?
No.
Well, you don't care.
I,
Bryce has given
So-
his quota of talking for this show. So
No,
uh-huh.
he's talked
Okay.
for the most of
Yeah.
the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do the rest of the podcast this season by myself. I'm gonna have to.
Brycey brain hurty now.
I don't know. I think you might have just put some gas on his fire. Maybe he'll. Yeah.
Right? I know. That's what I'm saying.
Don't give her any ideas.
So this is actually a town after my own heart. So what better way to end? Of course, I do have a ghost story. So this is not the final ending. But what better way to end than talking about the town of St. Helens, Oregon? So does anybody remember the Disney Channel movie Halloween Town
Yeah,
that came out?
I do.
Our kids have watched it a little
Our
bit.
kids that watch it.
Yeah.
I don't
So it
think
came
we've
out-
ever watched it.
No?
me either.
So it came out in 1998. There was also 3 spin-off movies. So 4 movies total that Disney made of this. And I'm not going to lie, it's not my favorite movie. It's actually quite annoying, I think. I prefer like Hocus Pocus, or Disney Channel did a movie based on some books called Twitches about twin witches. Did you guys see that or
Nope.
hear about
I've
it?
heard of that. Yeah.
Okay. So, but the thing about Halloween Town is it started getting this cult following, mainly because of who was in the movie, which I will get to. So the movie was filmed in this sleepy little idyllic town of St. Helens, Oregon. It's located 30 miles like outside of Portland, so in between the coast and Portland, right in the middle by the Columbia River is this town. Really small. I just picturesque on a river, little town, right? So in 1997, Disney came, they took over the town, started production. The movie came out in 1998. but then they started doing a yearly event to celebrate this called the Spirit of Halloween Town. So they kept props from the movie. They turned the town into what the movie looks like every year for an entire month. People really, I mean, it had a little bit of a following. People would come. And then in 2015, one of the stars of the movie went and did what they call lighting the Great Pumpkin in the courthouse plaza. And then from there, the event has just blown up. It's astronomical, the amount of people that come to this little town. So that actress was Kimberly J. Brown. She played the main character. Marnie Cromwell was the name. And she was in 3 of the 4 movies. They replaced her in the 4th movie. There's some pain involved in that, apparently. I don't know what happened, but she's bitter. It's an issue. But her character was the granddaughter to Aggie Cromwell, who was played by Debbie Reynolds.
Oh.
Right. So that's probably the only reason that this that this movie got the notoriety that it has, I think.
Mm.
So they still do this every year. They turn the entire town into this big Halloween town. You can go do haunted tours. You can go and there's street performers. There's musicians. There's little kid attractions. There's people all over the place you can take picture with. And they light this great pumpkin in the center plaza that is supposed to keep the town safe from this evil sorcerer that was the antagonist in the movie. And you would think that they're going to cancel it this year, right? With
Right.
the concerns for everything. No, absolutely not. They decided that this was the year that they're going to jack up the charges to come for tickets. So somebody's banking on this because they're charging admission that is hundreds of dollars per person to come and do this.
Wow.
And it's really sad that they're turning this into that type of thing. They say it's to turn away people. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think,
right.
If anybody wants to go, they're going to make it happen. They're going to go. So
yeah, for real.
Somebody should go dressed as a clown. And then they'll all be like, oh, never mind. Nope. $100 and a clown in there.
Right. They did have, I've seen some pictures from 2018 and 2019, and there were some people dressed like Pennywise that showed up there and were walking around.
Does Disney back this festival? Because it's a Disney movie, you said, right?
No, it's the town entirely doing it on its own.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, it's not Disney authorized, and I don't think Debbie Reynolds ever went to the event at any point, but all of the actors and actresses that had pretty prominent roles have gone at some point and been there and given speeches and taken pictures and lit the great pumpkin and made it a big deal.
Those are definitely Disney prices.
Oh, for sure.
$100 a person.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to say we'll meet you there next year, but not if there's Pennywise.
Yeah, no, I can't be involved with that tomfoolery. That's just not going to happen. But it probably, if they can get prices this high, and you're profiting on a movie, number one, that you didn't have any part of, but then you're also profiting on people wanting to celebrate Halloween, and it's just it's kind of sad. Halloween is it like you said, it's something that is one of the holidays that people spend money on, but this is for kids. Let the kids have fun. But also, what I was reading online after all of these articles that I read was all these pissed off people that live in this small town, pissed off that they're not canceling it this year because now they've got to deal with tourists an entire month coming to their town and maybe exposing everybody to COVID-19.
Well, that's true.
I can't imagine. I mean, that's truly a horror story,
For real.
I wonder if people go for the entire month, if there's actually people that will go.
Well, no, because you'd have to pay $100 a day.
But is that what it is? $100 a day?
It was hundreds of dollars to get into, if you wanted to see a certain amount of attractions, certain amount of things were included in the cost. So you could kind of pick and choose your level. As where in previous years, you could get into the event for free, and walk around and participate as much or as little as you like. Now it's all, there's an admission, there's tours, fees for haunted tours or games or anything that you wanted to do. So everything comes at a price. Yeah. Kind of sad. Kind of sad to have taken something that's supposed to be fun and lighthearted, turn it into a money-making scheme. I don't know. Plus, you just don't know what's going to happen with the world the way it is right now. So
that's true. No kidding.
It's a really lovely idea. I would love to go and visit a town that is that decked out for Halloween and celebrate. And I don't know, maybe next year. Maybe that'll be my birthday trip.
What?
I'd rather go up to Leavenworth up here. It's a town that's German, right?
Yeah, it's like a Bavarian town.
Yeah, Bavarian. They do an Oktoberfest.
Yes.
I'd rather go and participate in that.
Yes.
That'd be a better birthday. Yeah.
Yeah. Much more fun activities at an Oktoberfest.
Yes. All righty. So I have a ghost story from the local Washington State University in Pullman. So eastern side of the state near Idaho. Pretty big, pretty well-known, prestigious school. And as I was looking at this, I thought, oh, that's kind of silly. There's, what kind of ghost stories could there be? So they actually do in the residence hall a reading of Edgar Allan Poe. They read several of his stories before the residents in the halls go to bed on Halloween. And there's one story where there was a black cat. One of his poems notoriously has a black cat in it. So they read that story. And then one year, a black cat started showing up. Nobody could figure out where it came from. Nobody owned up to it. And nobody knew where it went after Halloween. But it would come and roam. It would come up and people would pet it. People would give it little treats. And it would roam between the residence halls. So one night in the 50s, the mistress of the girls' residence hall was getting ready to read the Edgar Allan Poe story. And she said that she forgot something in her room and she would be right back. And she didn't show back up. And somebody saw the cat. So the cat comes walking by and everybody's petting the cat and, loving on the cat. And then the cat, starts to walk away towards her room and they start to follow. And they realize that they haven't seen the headmistress, I'm not sure what she was called, but the residence manager, essentially. They realize they haven't seen her. They go knock on her door. The cat's outside the door, just going back and forth across the door like cats do. They're knocking. Nobody's answering. Finally, somebody pushes open the door, and she's passed away. She died. And they can't figure out why. It wasn't of natural causes. There were a lot of combining things, but she was as healthy as a horse. And ever since then, the cat has not been seen. Disappeared. Walked out of that hall, never seen again. And that is the story of the black cat.
Did the cat steal her soul?
Yes, it was there for her soul.
It was there for her soul.
It reminds me of that song, The Cat Came Back. Did you ever hear that song? That's like a kid's song. It's so creepy. Did you ever hear it? It's like the cat came back. They thought he was a goner, but the cat came back. So creepy. It's like the worst.
About 9 Lives.
Yes.
Yeah.
I totally thought this was going to be like a Harry Potter thing where she turned into the cat and then the cat went back to the room and the mistress came out and they never saw the cat and the mistress in the same spot.
Right?
Like Janet and Michael.
Yeah. When I read that, I thought that is the creepiest damn thing I've ever seen. I've ever read.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah. Cat shows up and she dies.
So did they still read the poem?
Yeah, they still do. It's still a tradition.
Well, see,
So
that's just stupid on them.
I know, right? Why invite that? There's actually quite a few stories of ghosts and interesting. It has a long and interesting history. There's several buildings. There's one building that burnt down completely, and where they rebuilt on it, there's sightings of ghosts on the hill. So there's that. And then there's another about one of the head administrators. He likes to haunt where the drama department stays. And he has a certain area where he has a chair that he likes to sit in. So when they go up and try to move props and get props out from this area, he's sitting in his rocking chair and it rocks back and forth. And they know not to move it and disturb it.
Wow.
Oh,
yeah.
So creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It is creepy.
Yep. I'll be in the next building over.
Yeah. How do you know that one's not haunted? I mean, I couldn't find one that wasn't.
No.
I was going to say, pick a new college. Like, apparently you're learning some real weird things there.
Right.
Like how to conjure up cat spirits and,
Yeah.
drama department guys.
I don't know if it was on my kids' list to go, but it's going to be taken off by me. I'm not going there.
You're not going to visit?
Mm-mm.
My
Nope.
brother actually went to there. My brother
Your
and
brother?
his wife actually. Yeah, they graduated from there. They didn't live in that residence hall though, because at that point they were married, so they had different housing. But they both went to there and graduated, and now my niece goes there.
Oh well, don't tell her this story.
I think she'd probably welcome it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but honestly,
she may
right
have
now
some stories.
Everything is online, so
okay.
She's actually not there in person.
So they're going to be reading the Edgar Allan Poe poem virtually.
In a Zoom
I guess
meeting.
they would have to. Yeah, I was going to say, I guess last year would have been the last one. Yeah, it's a Zoom meeting.
It's a Zoom meeting now.
Everybody's cameras are going to flicker at certain points.
And a cat's going to walk across the screen. The cat came back.
That would be a good way to freak everybody out.
Yeah,
Ooh,
no
they
kidding.
should.
Yeah.
Could be a prank gone wrong for next Halloween.
Right, exactly.
People are going to throw their computers out the window and it's going to hit somebody below and
oh god.
Prank gone wrong.
Oh my god.
That was super great. These were such fun Halloween stories.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, thanks for doing that, guys.
Yeah, I loved looking into the Halloween crimes. I thought it was really it was like a new and exciting take on what we do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it just kind of fits. It feels right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what better time of year to discuss things like this that are
right, exactly
morbid and I know kind of make you chuckle when they shouldn't.
Exactly. I'm laughing as this kid's getting hit by a car. Like,
no.
what am I doing? Why am I laughing?
Right. Yeah. We're definitely thankful that you guys wanted to do this with us. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, us too. Thank you so much. This was super fun. We'll have to do it again sometime.
I was gonna say we might have to make this a ongoing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be really fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We'll help you with your serial killer Septembers.
Oh, please. Oh my gosh, please.
Because that seems to be all I do. So I felt right at home with your content.
Yeah.
Well, props to you because those are toughies.
They are.
We had nightmares. I mean, it was just the reading over and over the same gross, gory details was so hard. We were, at the minute that we got done researching and we're ready to record, we're like, can you do it today? What are you doing in 45 minutes? Like, we just wanted to get it out of our brain because it was just so much. So, yeah. So we're really excited for October.
Woohoo, we're done. Let's move on to the good stuff.
Yeah, definitely about a month. Let's talk about clowns and chainsaws. And
I know, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, we loved it. Thank you guys so much for listening. And thank you so much for doing this with us. We had so much fun.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys. And make sure for our fans and listeners, make sure you check out Crimes in Closets. We definitely want you to appreciate them as much as we do.
Yeah, same for What Happens in the Woods. They're on
Mhm.
all the same platforms we are and social medias, and we're connected, so they won't be hard to find. We'll be tagging y'all a bunch this week as we release this episode, so they'll be able to find you on our page really easy. So,
Yeah, you're going to get tired of us.
yep.
Yeah.
Never. Never. Everyone needs to hit subscribe.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
All
Right.
right. Well, for our listeners, you guys remember that the world is scary, people suck. Hide in your closets.
And for us, remember, be kind to one another, but stay out of the damn woods.
Stay out of the woods.
No good.
That's a wrap. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.